Welcome to the Management Solution for the New Reality webinar. You will be shown a pre-recorded session in order to maintain a level of quality to your satisfaction. Once the presentation is over, I will come on live to answer any questions you may have. You can also use the chat or microphone to ask questions. Your questions, comments, and answers will be deleted once the session is over. So sit back and enjoy this webinar. My name is Daniel Sigouin, and I will be your presenter today. I'm an entrepreneur here in Ottawa. I'm a certified personal management consultant and master trainer. I've been associated to Beva Learning Institute since 2019. I have over 25 years of management experience as a CEO, manager, and consultant. I recently joined the John Maxwell team, where I'm pursuing a certification as a leadership trainer, coach, and speaker. We have three main objectives for this webinar. We want you to learn about personalized management coaching model, and we will go over some of the features. We also want you to understand how PMC addresses the new normal challenges. And finally, we will go over the pathway to change with PMC. COVID-19 has a significant impact on our everyday lives. Corporations and businesses are certainly not exempt. CEOs, managers, and company officials are currently struggling to find solutions to this crisis. While some of them are leading in times of crisis, others are at the crossroad, wondering where to go. But in reality, it's not our first crisis. Maybe the first that widely spread since 100 years, but we've always been able to adapt to different situations. That's how humans operate. And that's why we've been able to survive all these years. So COVID-19 is no different. It's not whether your organization will be affected. It's more about how effective you are addressing the issues caused by it. This new reality brings challenges and the need to adapt quickly. Managers and supervisors are faced with the challenge of managing remotely with direct reports that are also working remotely. This uncertain future brings anxiety, lower engagement, lower productivity, and a loss of focus. But how do managers prepare for the challenge? How will they cope with the lack of engagement, the lack of focus, lower productivity, and motivation? The world is changing and company needs to change as well. For example, Google announced that they will let their employees work from home for the rest of 2020. Twitter, on their part, announced that it will be up to the employees to decide if they want to come back in an office setting. Maybe it's time for managers to stop being managers and start being better coaches. Bad managers cost businesses billions of dollars each year, and having too many of them can bring down a company. COVID-19 will certainly add to this and will definitely increase the number of bad managers, or should we say unsuccessful managers. So in the new reality, this is even more important. When companies get it right, managers start being coaches instead of managers. Staff is more engaged, and companies gain competitive edge in the marketplace. But what is effective management coaching? Does coaching determine organizational performance? What option does PMC offer corporate clients in terms of answers to these questions? The effective coach is more than just having the skills. Of course, he or she needs to be skillful. Is the coach a good teacher, communicator, listener, consulting? Can he or she reinforce behaviors? Can he or she set objectives? And the list goes on. He or she also needs to be credible. Is the coach respected, dedicated, honest? Is he or she a role model? Is the coach professionally competent? I could go on with a list of criteria for credibility. He or she needs to be motivated to develop others. Is the coach disciplined, firm, attentive to individual needs, willing to give and receive feedback, cares about personal development, builds relations? And finally, he or she needs to be able to provide the necessary capacity for people to be able to evolve in the organization. That's time, support, budget, information, equipment, talent. According to Hay Management Group, there is a 30% effect of organizational climate on performance and 70% impact of coaching on climate. So the whole PMC model is constructed over the organizational performance being based on the relationship between leaders and all levels, like supervisors, managers, executives, and their immediate reports. So when you look at the PMC cycle, it starts with an individual audit between the leaders and their immediate reports. This diagnostic is then used to develop a personal development plan of the strengths and the areas of development or improvement. But it assesses the whole coaching culture within an organization. After the PDP is done, the PMC consultant and the manager begin the development journey. They implement the development plan with a series of interactions between the coach and the manager coachee. At the end of the cycle, there's a second audit to compare results and identify any progress or maybe the need to do a second cycle. So in summary, the Unique PMC model measures coaching factors like respect, credibility, individual attention to direct reports, the desire, the resources, capacity or slack, and the ability, the skills. The PMC model also measures organizational climate and the image, meaning the team's perception of the organization both internally amongst departments and externally amongst their clients. The outcome of all this, and with sound science to back it up, PMC can predict that engagement will improve, retention will improve, succession will be identified, and development needs will be listed. You probably wonder up to now, how does this differ from a typical 360 assessment? Well, the answer is a lot. We like to say that PMC is more like a 180-degree assessment, and let me explain a bit. It measures a manager's ability to coach, not leadership competencies. It measures the coaching culture of the organization, not leadership behaviors. It measures how the team is perceived internally and externally, not personality traits. It can accurately assess succession, your high potential employees, not an assessment for a promotion. And finally, it generates personalized development plans, not computer-generated results. What is the pathway to change? The corporation, the organization, has goals to increase employee engagement, enhance productivity, increase retention, and create a coaching culture. The PMC certified coach that can either be internal or external uses the PMC model to move towards a coaching culture. Again, step 1, assess all managers with direct reports. Step 2, develop a personal development plan per manager. Step 3, execution of the plan. There are 3 options you can use, and we will talk about those in the next slide. Now, if you're doing this internally, meaning if you have your own coach in the organization, you can use whatever you think is more feasible with your employees. But be careful. The idea is to change behavior and see some improvement. So if you do the PMC audit and PDP and don't do the coaching and follow-up, chances are you will not see good results. There is a value to coaching and follow-up. If you are a coach looking at using PMC in your practice, the different options can offer you a baseline to construct different packages and adjust pricing. The first option is the PMC PDP Platinum. It includes 1 personalized meeting, 6 to 8 sessions of one-to-one coaching. It reassesses all managers to observe impact. And finally, a post-reassessment. 6 months of PMC Rocky Artificial Intelligence, your pocket coach, and I will talk about Rocky later in this presentation. The second option is the PMC PDP Gold. Instead of 6 to 8 sessions, we have 3 to 6 sessions, 6 to 8 months of integrated PDP into Rocky AI, the pocket coach, and a reassessment of all managers. And finally, the silver option, which includes 1 session of coaching and the rest done with the pocket coach. So who is the pocket coach? Well, it's an application. It's Apple and Android compatible. I personally had the chance to use it for 3 weeks, and it's fantastic, and it keeps you accountable for your actions every day. Rocky AI integrates perfectly in the PMC personalized development plan and the 5 topic areas. Based on an agreed upon timing, chats are initiated by Rocky AI. It could be in the morning at the start of your day and in the evening to debrief about what went right, wrong during the day. You will see questions regarding the manager's current situation. Rocky AI will provide suggestions for actions to be taken. It will also give feedback to improve effectiveness. What's nice about this is that dialogues between Rocky AI and the manager are recorded in a journal and can be used later on for debriefing with your coach. It's a dynamic system, allows for modification of development plans and the frequency of contacts. Why PMC over another tool used for coaching behavior? While PMC was developed specifically to assess and improve managers' relationship with direct reports and senior managers. PMC has over 20 years of results from several Fortune 500 companies. It is proven to increase engagement, retention, and performance. It's scientifically validated to ensure better succession planning. And now with the Pocket Coach, it's using leading edge technology to maximize development. Who is behind all this? Well, Gilles Rochefort is the founder and architect of PMC. Gilles has a very interesting roadmap. They say you need to be able to tell a story, to be a good leader, and Gilles certainly has an interesting one. And if you ever have the chance to speak to Gilles, ask him about his story and how his professional journey helped him develop PMC. It all starts with a bad manager. He is the author of Tales of the Playing Fields, which he tells about his story and how he came about developing PMC. And he also co-authored the Digital Coach. These are some of the companies PMC has either helped or is currently helping. I'm sure you can recognize some of the popular brands. PMC has also an international presence with coaches in Asia, Europe, North America, and South America. It has over 4,000 assessments done since 1999, and the assessment cycles can sometimes go up to 8 cycles, and it's available in 5 different languages. I'm a firm believer that things will never go back to what they were before this crisis. The early adapters have already started to make changes to adapt to this new reality. There has never been a better time to give your managers the support they need to be or to become effective coaches. In that process, you need to measure the right things. It has to be tailored to an individual needs. It is up to the company to make sure that change is being followed in a meaningful way. And it is imperative to provide appropriate, timely solutions. You can become a certified PMC coach. You can be an internal coach or an external coach. All you need to do is to register with Beva Learning Institute. You need to attend a 3-session workshop online and pay for the licensing fees and training. The PMC Certification Workshop is online and has 3 sessions. Session 1, we go over the model, the process, the individual audits, and the validation. Session 2, we are reviewing the process, go over the wide-angle audits and high-potential audits. We then do a case study simulation. Session 3, we continue with the simulation, go over marketing and sales strategies, and how you can administer the PMC system. Thank you for your presence in this webinar, and I hope I was able to provide solutions in this new reality. Again, you can become a certified PMC consultant, or you can deal with one of our already certified consultants. I recommend that you contact DEVA Learning Institute to find out more. Thank you. We'll now go to questions.